Hi, my name is Adrian Montgomery, and I would like to share my informative speech. My informative speech, to me, it means a lot because I have been on both sides of the spectrum that we're going to speak on today. I have been, first, I have been the person who did not see the need or the importance of having this type of person in my life. And I've also been, and still currently am, the person who in many ways reaps the benefits of having this kind of person in my life behind the scenes pushing me. And you may ask, well, what kind of person is that? The type of person that I'm speaking of is a life coach or a mentor. Now, a person may ask, why do I need a life coach or why do I need a mentor? And there are many reasons, and actually, it can be the reasons are varying, and there are about as many different reasons as there are people existing on the earth as to why. Honestly, it's up to a person to take an introspective look at themselves and to be honest with themselves and see areas where they have strengths and not necessarily weaknesses, but areas where they need to grow to turn those into strengths also. The difficulty with that is that it's hard sometimes for one person to be introspective enough and honest with themselves enough and accountable enough within themselves to really accept the fact that they are not who they may want to be as of yet. And so the life coach comes into play because they serve the role as the push that takes the person from just being mediocre with hopes of being great to actually being a person who's developing the areas where they need to develop the most to become the person that they envision. Which leads to my opening statement. A great person will more than likely become a greater person with a life coach or a mentor. Now, a person who receives the gift, actually, I like to call it a gift, a person who receives the gift of having a life coach or a mentor is not necessarily always a person who is underdeveloped or undereducated or underqualified. Actually, many of the world's top leaders have had somebody behind the scenes pushing them to become who they are. Even to the point where some of the world's top motivational speakers have people that they listen to or somebody that helps them to reach their goals, make their goals attainable, and once the goals are attained, to make the results sustainable. So it's not just a situation where someone who is not, I don't want to say good enough, but a person who is not developed enough or is mature enough in their professional lives that they are the only ones who need it. Even people, because I guess it's kind of one of those things where you grow until you stop. So as you grow, you need somebody to help you grow. This has been proven true. My first source actually comes from an author who wrote an informative article on the benefits of coaching, which leads me to my first point. Even coaches need to be coached. This came about because someone just decided that they wanted to do a study to find out, for all of the people who are life coaches and they go out and coach other people, what would be the quality of their lives personally and professionally if they were to take the same techniques that they apply to the lives of others and apply it to themselves and in their own lives, in their personal areas of development. And the main objective of a coach, in my opinion, without taking anything from anyone, even though I do have a cited source, the objective of a coach is to be a driving or positive motivating force in the life of someone that they believe in to become greater than who they are at the present time. A coach sees your talents, a coach sees your gifts, a coach sees your shortcomings, and your coach can take your natural ability as well as the ability that it takes to learn what the coach is trying to teach you and combine them together to push out of you the final result that you hope to see. Now, how can you identify a coach? What are some of their personality traits or some of their qualities that they have? Even though coaches sometimes can get a bad light, coaches are usually always positive, self-driven, motivated slash motivational people and calculated. Nothing that a coach does is serendipitous. Everything that they do is calculated and attached to a plan. And so the coaches actually in this article were a part of a study where they sat down and the same techniques that they applied to life coaching their own clients, they used on themselves. And a lot of people that attended that seminar that day came to find out that they were good at helping other people, but it was hard for them to be able to utilize it in their own case. But once they did, they were definitely much better people afterwards. So the next question that I ask is, or should I say my next transitional statement is, if you are not aware, here's how a life coach can benefit you. My main point, or my second point, is your life coach slash mentor can guide you past pitfalls that you may not see in your path. But you have to understand the mentor slash mentee dynamic, which in this section of my informative speech, I used Deshmukh in 2021, and he shared the true relationship between the mentor and the mentee and the important factors in creating a true professional relationship. And this article was great because it shows that the mentor and the mentee actually have to want to work towards the same goal. If not, then it makes one factor of the relationship inadequate, which in the end can become a waste of time for both parties. So it's important that if you choose to have a life coach, that you're actually going to present yourself every day on time, and that you are, whether you may or may not be able to receive constructive criticism, that becomes a part of your skill set, because a life coach does not pull punches, and a life coach always will tell you what you need to know to grow to the next level. It can be said that honesty and accountability can be the two biggest factors in a mentor slash mentee relationship actually being conducive. I chose this source primarily because, I can compile facts all day that tell you this is why you need it, this is why you need it, but it comes from a person who actually was a life coach and actually has a life coach and how it benefited them. So if you choose to be accountable, you can find the missing piece to your puzzle. And what is important to understand is that someone wants to help you further along the path that you are just starting to walk through. And you do not have to struggle alone. So in this case, for my last source, there was an author, Perry, who wrote this article in 2016. It was a seminar that they had that day for law professionals, and the law professionals came and they were in all different stages of their careers, and they didn't understand the importance of having a life coach. But after they walked out of the seminar, every young professional in that room that day went to go and seek out the guidance of a life coach. So I just wanted to say, be encouraged on your journey to become a greater you, because everything that you experience professionally is only to help you grow, but it's up to you to be accountable enough to say, I am going to grow from it. So be encouraged about your future, because you're not the only person fighting for your betterment. It all depends on your choices along the way. So in conclusion, I hope that I have shared exactly why a life coach slash mentor can be important. And I've had many transitions in my life where I still contact a lot of the coaches. So just to summarize my three main points: even coaches need to be coached. Your life coach slash mentor can guide you past pitfalls that you may not see. And someone does want to help you further along on the path that you are just starting to walk through. Do not be discouraged. And if you find yourself needing a life coach, use one. And I'd like to close with a quote from Lao Tzu: "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Thank you.